What happens when the most manipulative man in wrestling finally runs out of moves? When the master of mind games finds himself cornered by the very soldiers he once commanded. Paul Heyman, the self-proclaimed genius behind wrestling's most dominant factions, has fallen into the trap of his own making. The wise man has become the desperate man, pleading for mercy as Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose close in for the kill. But before we reveal Heyman's shocking cry for help, make sure you're representing the true kings of the ring. Check out the Roman Reigns OTC 1 collection, the new October 1st sneakers, the legendary Jusso for letters, one word, T, and the brutal Jacob Fatu, all gas, no brains shirt. Links are down in the description. Get yours before they sell out. Now, let's get into the story that's shaken the entire wrestling world. The landscape of pro wrestling has never been more chaotic. WWE and AEW are locked in a war that's rewriting history, and in the middle of that chaos, two brothers once divided by loyalty and pride have reunited. Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, the Hounds of Justice Reborn, have one mission: to destroy Paul Heyman and his crumbling faction known as the Vision. For years, Heyman's empire thrived on manipulation and betrayal. He built legends and broke souls. But the problem with playing God is that eventually, your creations learn how to kill their creator. After Brock Lesnar turned on Heyman following his latest act of betrayal, the wise man found himself exposed for the first time in decades. The walls began closing in, and the ones kicking them down were the two men who knew every trick he'd ever used, Roman and Dean. Then came the leak. A backstage video surfaced online showing a terrified Paul Heyman trapped inside a production truck. His tie loosened, his voice shaking. He's heard pleading with someone off camera. "You have to understand," he says, "they're not just coming for the faction, they're coming for me." Suddenly, loud pounding echoes through the metal walls. Heyman's eyes dart around in panic as he continues. "They said they'd make me watch. They said it would be slow, methodical." Before he can finish, the door bursts open, the screen shakes, and the video cuts to black. But in those final seconds, Heyman's last whispered words are caught on audio. "Tell them, I'll do anything they want." That single line sent shockwaves across the industry. The master manipulator had finally been broken. The man who spent decades controlling champions, orchestrating betrayals, and turning friends into enemies was now a prisoner of his own fear. Roman Reigns has been operating with cold, calculated precision, while Dean Ambrose, fresh from AEW, brings unpredictable chaos that no one, not even Heyman, can contain. Together, they're not just taking down Heyman's empire, they're burning the entire concept of his control to ashes. What makes this downfall poetic is how personal it is. These aren't just enemies, they're former allies. They know Heyman's psychology, his patterns, his plans. They've studied the man who once studied them. Every move he tries to make, they're already 3 steps ahead. And now, with no backup, no allies, and no power left to manipulate, Heyman has been forced to beg. The same man who once demanded loyalty now pleads for mercy. The era of the wise man is officially collapsing before our eyes. Roman and Dean aren't just delivering revenge, they're rewriting the story of control in professional wrestling. So if you want to witness every brutal second of the final hunt, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell. Because when the Hounds of the Shield are unleashed, nobody in the wrestling world is safe. Stay tuned, stay ready, and be here for the final strike, because this is the moment Paul Heyman's empire finally falls.